Well, apparently that wasn't everything that I wanted to tell you. There's still some other stuff that I missed in the last video that I want to tell you about, that I just remembered after I finished the last long 40-minute video. I just shot 12 minutes of this video. I just did 12 minutes and I forgot to turn the microphone on. There was no sound. So let's do it again. Maybe I can remember what I said and get it done quickly. I talked about ageism, or just growing too old, if ageism is the right word or if it's even a thing. Talked about that in the ESL world, and I don't know for sure if that's a reason why I'm not getting some of these jobs I'm applying for, if I'm not getting callbacks or interviews. In Japan, they'll never tell you. They'll never tell you why you don't get a job. They just, I saw some applications. They said at the bottom of the job posting, we only get back to the candidates that are shortlisted. And as per Japanese custom, we don't explain reasons why we don't get, why we reject your application. So at least some of them are honest about it. 49 years old, that's how old I am. I'm applying for all kinds of English jobs now just to see what comes back, what interviews I can get. If you remember, if you were watching my videos 16 years ago when I started on the channel, I was about 32 or 33 years old when I first started doing this, teaching English overseas in South Korea. That's where I started. So now I'm 49. I'm approaching the big 50 next year. And I think age is not a problem for international school, and for university is fine. But it is a problem for jobs like, of course, preschool and kindergarten, and maybe even elementary school, but it depends on the job. So the preschools and the kindergartens are private schools. Typically, they're operating with money from parents, and they have an image that they want to fill. They want this image. It's not as important as like your teaching methodology or how long you've been teaching, your experience. It's really, do you have a fresh face? Can you smile? Are you fun and friendly? Will the parents like you, and will the kids like you? And I like to think I still have a fresh face at 49 years old. I'm not, I guess I'm not as handsome as I was when I was 32 or 33, but I still try to look youthful. You know, I shave my hair now, and not with a Bic razor, by the way. I just I do clippers. I clip my own hair. And on my head, I don't use a Bic on my head. I don't want to have that white bald look. I just want to have a little bit like on a number one on a clipper, or no extension. Because when I was in Korea, I actually went to an agency to see if I can get some part-time work on TV or in movies as like an actor or voice narrator in some projects, because of course, in Korea, you have to be beautiful or handsome to get TV roles and stuff like that, but not so as a foreigner. As foreigners, they need all shapes and sizes and ages and looks to be extras in productions and stuff. And a talent agent there took some pictures of me and said, I'll call you if we have anything. And as she said to me, don't shave your head with a Bic razor. Just clip it short. That looks better for this. So I still do that. And I keep a short beard, and I use like the first setting on the clipper, so that I have a little bit more than like a 5 o'clock shadow. And I color it, because if I don't, it's like half gray. And I shave 5 to 10 years off of my age by doing all that. A lot of people tell me that I don't look like I'm 49. I look like I'm 39. I could be 39. And of course, camera adds 10 pounds. I feel like I'm 5 kilos overweight from eating so much and being on this great trip. We didn't go hungry on this trip, I'll tell you that much. So I need to lose 5 kilos. But I try to stay youthful looking, so that qualifies me for all these jobs, despite being 49. But I'm not looking for kindergarten jobs, even ones that pay well. I'm trying to get up to teaching international school and university. I talked about the challenges already. So just if you are in your 20s or 30s, you're going to be fine for any teaching job. Of course, you need all the qualifications and the stuff I talked about in the last video. If you're in your 40s, it's fine. But once you're in your 50s, I think legally in Japan, it's 65 is the retirement age. And maybe some jobs, 60 is the limit. So you have to think about that. If unfortunately, if you're in your 40s or 50s and you're even if you're experienced and you've been at a job for a long time, that's another risk of leaving your current job to find a new job, is the age situation. So that is unfortunately one thing you have to be concerned with. What are some other tips I have for you? Try to get the interview as much as you can. Try to get on a Zoom interview with some of these recruiters or schools, because maybe they can see that even though you're in your 40s or 50s, you still have a friendly, fresh, fun face, and you can teach all levels of students. I just did something recently. I did a video introduction. So I was asked to do a video introduction for a Chinese recruiter in China for the first time, because I hadn't seen that video introduction before. And I did that, and I found a sample. They sent me a sample of what they wanted. It was around 1 minute long, and introducing yourself and talking about your English lessons, and they just want to see and hear what you look like. So make one of those and have one of those ready, or look on YouTube for other examples and then make your own like that. That will help you be prepared for getting a job. I also talked about Korea, Japan, and China. It looks like Korea and China. Oh, let me start with China. China looks like what Korea was 15 years ago. The salaries seem to be pretty good in China. They're a little bit higher than what I'm seeing in Korea and in Japan. You get the free housing, you get the health care. And if you're an American that is apprehensive about China or going to China, I think you have nothing to worry about. Now, I haven't been there myself, but I do have a pretty good friend who's been teaching in China for a long time, and he's an American. And he's just said, it's fine. It's like living, and he lived in Korea and Japan. Now he's in China. He said, it's like living in Korea and Japan. It's safe. You have nothing to worry about. There's virtually no crime. You're not going to be a victim of crime unless you punch somebody or do something really stupid. You're in a big city, so you can expect it to be a little bit of garbage and a little bit of dirt and a little bit of filth. You're going to get that in any big city you go to. Of course, Japan is the cleanest, but you can't hold every country to the same standard. But I think you're fine if you're teaching in a country like Hong Kong or China or something like that. There are just some freedoms you don't have. You know, you can't go on the internet and say that you hate the government and anything stupid like that. You can be an idiot, but please don't do it in public or publish it. So their social media has to be clean. And I would recommend that for everybody anywhere in the world. Keep your social media clean, because now just Google your name and see what comes up when you do a Google search for your name. Go to social media, Google your name, and see what other people can see about you if they just do a basic search. It's got to be clean. So I try to, keep politics, filthy language, anything that an employer wouldn't like, just keep it off of social media if you can, even Facebook, or put it on private. And if you do all these things, you'll be better suited to get a job teaching English overseas, or if you're already teaching, changing your job to something else that is more fulfilling and gives you more vacation time and pays better, hopefully. Were there any other tips I missed? This is the second attempt at this supplemental video, stuff that I missed in the long video. Of course, I'll think of some more stuff, but yeah, that's all I got for now. Just get out there online, use ChatGPT, search for, I found like at least a dozen places like Dave's ESL Cafe that have job listings on, current one. Another one, SeriousTeachers.com is another one I found. To give you an example, ESL Cafe is still there. LinkedIn, if you don't have a profile, make a nice LinkedIn profile, start building that up. Talk to some coworkers, or especially managers that you've worked with in the past decade. Reach out to them and let them know that you're starting to look for new opportunities. Would they be a referee for you? Would they either write a recommendation letter, or at least their name, their email, and their phone number is available if anybody wanted to contact them about you? It's important to have that. And you might want to ask them, if they do write your letter, can you copy and paste that, and can you send that to different schools? Because you're not going to apply to just one school. You're going to apply to multiple schools. And hopefully you have all that ready, Any other questions, just ask me in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next one.